Hi Void friends, hi Void folk. For those that don't know me, my name is Marlena Marie. For those that do, it is wonderful to have you back. Thank you so much for following me on my blog or on my social media and being here in this momentous moment as I announce my upcoming project, I guess. So, I would like to make a note that yes, I recognize that I have lipstick on my teeth. I did this recording so many times that it is now nighttime in this shot, and I did not realize that I had lipstick, and I did not feel like re-recording it again. So we're just gonna all collectively as a group ignore the lipstick on my teeth, and I will just do better in the future. You know, people can't be perfect, and this most certainly is not. For those that have been following me, regardless of how, I thank you so much, and today I would like to talk about my new project. I am going forward with self-publishing my own books. As a lot of you who may have known me or may already know me, I have been very adamant against it for many, many years, but as it is right now, I've decided in order to have full control over what I would like to do and who I would like to be as an author online, well, author, I guess, in the world, I've decided that self-publishing is the best route for me. So, I've decided that I'm going to do a video series from beginning to end of the entire self-publishing process. This is going to be me creating an LLC for my brand. This is going to include me going through all of the money processes, deciding everything that's going to go down. I'm going to record basically all of it and put it up online. I've thought for a really long time about starting a YouTube series, using my expertise on a variety of different things. I know a lot of books. I read really fast, so I love talking about my favorite books and talking about books that I don't really know. I'm a trained editor, and now I have an editing job in publication, and so I like talking about editing work and editing projects, but none of it ever really felt like something that I should be doing, I guess, online. I never really thought like I have the expertise to be doing something. And I have decided now that I just still don't have an expertise, but you know, going through the self-publishing process from beginning to end, from everything that I'm doing, some things that other people may need to learn how to do, and some things that people will not be doing because they don't already have a blog for the last 5 years that they need to basically wipe completely clean. I think that by going through this process, I can connect to you and connect to a lot of other people and give you a little bit more insight into my process as a writer, my process as an editor, my process through everything. And maybe one day I'll give editing videos on what to do, or videos on really great books, or reviews again. I don't think I'm going to do reviews again, but I do plan on hopefully in the future using my platform to host video interviews with other self-published authors and other small name authors who are on book tours, well, virtual book tours online. I already do that on my blog as a web-based, text-based system, but I hope to be able to do that. It's fireworks. It's also the new year, so forgive those. But I hope in the future that I'll be able to do more. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it won't be too long. Hopefully it won't be too tedious. I don't want it to be. I don't want any of this series to be. I want this to be helpful, and I also want mostly to document my process, document my journey going through this, the mistakes I make, and the lessons I learn, so that other people don't necessarily have to have the same issues. I will give you my resources that I've used. I will give you all of the different content that I've had to watch and had to go through, and I've gone through a lot in process of this. So this video is me saying hi and welcome to this process. This first video is where I'm going to talk about why I decided self-publishing. I kind of said it at the beginning, but for years I've always wanted to be traditionally published. I have been sending query letters since 2009 when I was in the 9th grade, which is now 2023, and it's a long time. And this isn't to say that I've sent out hundreds and hundreds of query letters, because I haven't. And I haven't gotten tens of, I haven't gotten more than 100 rejections. I haven't. I'm not like a lot of other authors that have been rejected and rejected over and over and over again to the point where they feel like the traditional publishing space doesn't have space for them. I think that the traditional publishing space does have space to me. I just don't think that's a space that I want to be in anymore. I have always written for myself, and I've always written for the audience that I want to read my books, my friends and people that I think would like it. And as it is right now, where I am right now, I have more than 56 written manuscripts that are not in a state that they could be published, but they are in a state where they have already been written to their first draft. 56. Because I've been writing since 2007, that's pretty much almost 2 decades now, and I have 2 decades worth of first drafts. Some of them are terrible and some of them are great. Some of them I have rewritten so many times that I think they're in a spot where if I got an editor, I could publish them online and be in a really good place for it. However, I know that that is not necessarily the case for everyone is, but it is the case for me. And 56 written first drafts, manuscripts, is not a place that most authors go into for the traditional publishing sphere. And a lot of traditional publishing houses are going to look at that number and be like, absolutely not. They're not going to want to publish all those stories. They're not going to care to publish all those stories. And the publishing timeline is roughly 2 to 3 years between a book. Now, I could take roughly 2 to 3 years between a book. I could go between it, and I do think that in my series that is going to be the amount of time that is going to have to happen book to book, but I already have 56 written first drafts. This isn't me having to draft from the beginning, and I have gotten very good at drafting over the course of my many years. I've gone to a master's program for writing. I am now a professional editor. I know how to write, at least I hope I know how to write and structure a book. So I already have a really good baseline. And that baseline is not necessarily conducive to publishing. Traditional publishing, I should say. But it's really good for self-publishing. And self-publishing where you need to turn out books quickly and effectively and things that people want to read and things that people won't put down. I don't know if those are my books, but I do know that I have the numbers to be able to execute that. Secondly, self-publishing for me was always kind of more like a vanity thing. And it took a lot of time me going to self-publishing conferences and talking to a lot of different people. And now, especially with the way that it's being reclaimed and all the really good books that are coming out in self-publishing that just we're never going to get the traction in traditional publishing, I think that now more than ever, I can develop the fandom that I want to love my books. Like I said, to me, the people that I write the books for has always been the most important part because it's me and the people I love, the people I care about, my friends, and maybe not even my friends, people that like reading my stuff. And I want to create a fandom from the beginning that is dedicated to my books and me as an author. And I think I can do that a lot better with self-publishing and creating these videos than I can if I was traditionally published. I would not get out nearly as much content. I wouldn't be able to bridge into as many genres as I plan to. I wouldn't be able to do as many interesting things that I plan to do. And so I think that creating the fandom and having the ability to put out many titles because I already have the drafts ready is already a bonuses to self-publishing. But two of my biggest reasons is because I write very quickly. I've always written very quickly, and I know that a lot of my friends would say that I write kind of extremely quickly, but we don't have to get into that. That'll be a video for another time. I can turn out the books that are required for self-publishing in terms of getting 4, 5, 6 books out a year, 4, 5, 6 quality books a year, not just books that are thrown together last minute and expected to have some sort of return for no reason. Like I can write and draft and plot something really quickly, more quickly than I think I would with traditional publishing. But lastly, and most importantly, the reason I've decided to do self-publishing is for control. I want to be able to control my book covers. I want to be able to control my book titles. I want to, and I will, control my characters. The number of characters, the race of my characters, and the names of my characters, the race of my characters, and how many characters there are. I write a lot of characters, and I write really long books. I write a lot of epic fantasy, and thus I want to be able to have the control over what I think is correct. I don't want a traditional publishing house telling me that that title doesn't make sense, or that name doesn't make sense, or that the cover has to be this way because they think it needs to be this way, even though I don't necessarily think it should be. And that's not to say that my covers won't be perfect. I don't think my covers are going to be perfect in my first go. I don't. But I do know that my titles will be, because I've put a lot of work into titling every single project that I've ever done. Names, titles, places, locations, all of it is very important to me. And even if the book covers don't look exactly the way that I would like them now, as a self-published author, I'd be able to update update the covers in the future. And so, with the amount of control that I would like to have in terms of timing of books, when the books come out, right? What the books are called, and what the books look like from inside to outside, I think that self-publishing is the best route for me. It's not going to be easy. It's definitely going to be expensive. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little scared. I don't think that, I personally don't know if I have it out for it, with the amount of marketing that has to happen and with the amount of planning that has to happen. Well, actually the planning I can do, but marketing and time and really honestly putting myself out there for people to like the work. It's scary. It's really, really, really scary. But I'm gonna do it. And if you want to join me on this journey, I'll be happy to have you. So the next video will come out next Friday. This one comes out obviously today. I hope to have one out every Friday from this point on. We'll see. We'll see how things actually turn out. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming with me on this journey into the future and what that future holds. Once again, my name is Marlena Marie, and I will see you in the next one.